We got a candidate here with a GNN recommendation. Yen Bailey. I'll let them start us off.
Exploring the issues that matter to you. This is Panhandle Politics.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Panhandle Politics. I'm your host, Tom Lewis, and our guest today is another candidate for the congressional seat here in District 2. We're joined by...
Great, Tom. We have no time for this. Quickly, Yen.
Yeah, so I'm a mom of two teenage boys. Been married for 22 years to a veteran. He's a former Green Beret, and he's now a professor at FSU. And I'm the daughter of Vietnamese refugees. My parents came to this country right at the fall of Saigon at the end of the Vietnam War. And my dad was a pilot, and he basically took his plane and left, and my mom escaped on a fishing boat. And they ended up at a refugee camp at Eglin Air Force Base, just right down the road. So I was born in Fort Walton Beach and grew up in Destin. So, Panama City is kind of like home to me. I was here a lot. But, life was hard for my parents and our family growing up. My dad did maintenance at motels while taking classes at night, and my mom worked as a seamstress. But through a lot of hard work and really this country's investment in me and my family, I was able to go to law school. I went to FSU for law school and stayed, and I've been serving this community since. I fought for abused and neglected kids through the Guardian Ad Litem program, and I spent most of my career as an ethics lawyer. Now, I never in a million years thought I would be doing this. I have always been someone who has, been active behind the scenes. I always saw myself as like a worker bee. And in 2024, I had just started a nonprofit to do voter outreach to rural and working class communities. And I got this call really out of the blue, 3 months before the election. The Democratic Party was looking for anyone to run, because Neil Dinn was going to go unopposed otherwise. And, to be honest, no one wanted to do it. They had gone through a lot of people before they got to me. Even though I knew there was no chance of winning, we had 3 months. It's a huge red district. I decided to do it anyways because I thought that people needed a choice.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If I recall correctly, this is either the district or the district adjacent to the district we talked about earlier in the year that swung like 35 points. Still elected a Republican in a special election for Congress, but swung 35 points from the 2024 presidential election, where it went plus 40 for Trump and then plus 3 for this guy. I can't remember I don't think this is the one. I think it was a different one, but it's crazy. Now Neil Dunn has already dropped out of the race, and so it's a fucking bloodbath over here in the Republican primary. 8 candidates there, 4 in the Democratic primary. Yen, Bryce, Amanda, Nicholas. Yen's the galactically preferred candidate here. Now this is in the panhandle, sort of like the girthy part of the handle. Probably the best part to grab if you want the most sort of leverage on the pan, if you will. I guess you'd say. Yes. Yen plan. Lower costs, strong jobs, housing families can afford, healthcare for all, Medicare for all. That's what we're looking for. Not enough foreign policy on here, in my opinion. So she just gets the recommend, but it's a strong recommend. I think she deserves this vote in the 2nd district. All right, I gotta keep this moving. Just time's sake wise, I really can't tally at all. Florida's 3rd. Up next. Okay, here's Florida's 3rd district. You have 4 Democrats running in a primary here. Now, this is Gainesville, sort of the crook of the Florida L shape. Another Republican district represented by Kat Kamek, who's running unopposed, going straight to the general. 4 Democrats here running in the Democratic primary. Troy Albers, Seth Harp, George Huback, and Tom Wells. My preferred candidate here in Florida's 3rd is Troy Albers. Got a quick clip. Actually, a slightly longer than quick clip from the Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce from 10 days ago with a candidate interview with Troy Albers.
Hello, this is Vicki Jervicus at the Greater Gainesville Chamber, and I'm delighted today to welcome Troy Albers to our stage, such as it is. We are looking forward to getting to know him a little better. He is one of our candidates for the U.S. representative seat for District 3. Welcome so much, Troy. Happy to have you today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump right into our questions for you.
So I am a husband of 30 years of marriage. I am a father of 3 children, 2 sons, 1 daughter. They're all 20-somethings now. I am a veteran. I spent 6 years or so in the Navy and about another 14 or so in the Army. I own a small little hobby farm out in Columbia County. I just decided one day that I had had enough of the politics and decided to run.
Yes, indeed. Run he did. And here is Troy's platform. Hell of a Troy. Born in a naval hospital, raised on a farm, tested around the world, rooted in North Florida. Affordable care should be within reach for ordinary Americans, not a constant financial gamble. Doesn't go so far as to say Medicare for all. Unfortunately, nobody does in this race. But he does think that health insurance should be something that does not stand between families and their doctors. Honestly, I can't trudge through this whole thing. But just trust me. Out of these 4 candidates, Troy's better than Seth Harp, or George Huback, or Tom Wells. It's a sea of white guys. Troy's the best one. All right, up next, Britt Robinson. Here's Britt 9 months ago announcing her run.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Britt Robinson, and I'm running for Congress for Florida 4 because we need younger voices from working class backgrounds who will fight to put people first over the greed of entrenched politicians, billionaires, and corporations. I was raised mostly by my single mom, and right as I was starting my freshman year of high school, she got sick. She couldn't afford health insurance, so we relied on food assistance, and we still lost our home. I had to move across the country to live with family and friends to graduate. I was able to make it through this time, though, and envision a future for myself due to a safety net of military health insurance and my dad's GI Bill for college. We have the ability to build better support systems, yet we continue to fail at delivering support that everyday Americans need to not only survive, but thrive. When millions of Americans are currently struggling to afford basic needs, living paycheck to paycheck, the American dream has now become a fantasy sold to us by billionaires and corporations. For decades, our country's resources have been drained by the ultra-wealthy or funneled off to fund unnecessary military conflicts, exploiting our workers and leaving our most vulnerable out to dry.
Yes, indeed. And Britt's got the full galactic endorsement here in Florida's 4th. You'll notice something quite quickly on her homepage at BrittForCongress.com. Britt Robinson. Britt Robinson, Democratic Socialist for U.S. House of Representatives. And she's not just saying it. She is endorsed by the Jacksonville Democratic Socialists of America, and honestly, I love their cute, their cute little logo with the Florida Gator and the orange rose. It's very Florida, Jacksonville. Also, 5051, next Florida, PDA, Florida Progressive Democrats, Florida LGBTQ caucus, Think Green, Vote Blue, Jacksonville Clinic Defenders, Citizens Against APAC, Abolish ICE Pledge. And Brittney's got quite a vision to make a government of, for, and by the people. Our government, where we make the rules. And if you're in Florida's 4th, God damn it, why haven't you voted for this woman already? $30 an hour minimum wage, Medicare for all. I mean, do I have to? Do I have to? Did you see who she's endorsed by? Did I tell you she wants to tax the rich and reallocate federal funding to pay for social programs, pre-K, public college, trade programs, affordable housing, environmental justice, civil rights? I mean, come on. Come on! Another Democratic Socialists of America endorsed candidate. I'll let her finish.
Being done by this administration and the decades prior. We need a new mindset, and the Democratic Party must go beyond. We must evolve to be a people-centric party that actually delivers for the working class and vulnerable populations. We cannot be afraid of pushing back and utilizing our free speech to fiercely question the motives and actions of this administration. We don't have time. The world is ever-changing, and it is diversity of people and ideas that helps us future-proof for the issues we may face and make lasting change. When only 2% of Congress comes from working-class backgrounds, I believe we need new leadership who personally understands how a $100 loss in benefits or an increased bill can be not just devastating, but catastrophic. Growing up in diverse communities, it is my education and personal experiences that gives me the ability to connect with voters and the drive to not take us back to where we were, but forward to where we need to be. It's time that we had a system that benefits the majority of Americans, not just a select few. My name is Britt Robinson, and together we can decide what our society values most and make the changes that puts people first.
There you go. All right, let's keep this moving. Up next in Florida's 5th District, we got Alex Hazen. I think that's how you pronounce this name. Here's a clip from Alex from 2 months ago.
Hi there, I'm Alex Hazen, and I'm a simulation developer. I'm running for U.S. Congress. I'm not a career politician. I'm not accepting corporate money. I'm an outsider who believes in term limits. I believe in preventing data centers from overtaking our wildlife and our energy grid. And I believe everyday people should be writing laws and not corporations. We need to stop corporate greed from making life unaffordable. So if you want to fix the system and put people over profits, follow Alex Hazen for Congress and donate to our campaign today.
What does this guy remind me of? You know what he kind of looks like? You know what he kind of looks like? What's his fucking name? What is that fucking guy's name? Pete Davidson. Am I wrong? Does he not look a little bit like Pete Davidson? Does this guy... Am I the only one that looks at this guy and goes, "There, is that Pete Davidson?" Am I wrong? Am I weird? Am I the weird one? Or are you the weird one for not seeing it first? That's the question we should be asking ourselves right now. All right, here's Alex's website. Endorsed by progressives of Florida. Democratic Progressive Caucus of Florida, Mr. Beat, 5051, and the next Florida LGBTQ plus Democratic Caucus. A lot of the same exact groups endorsing Alex that are endorsing Britt, aside from Jacksonville Democrats, Socialists of America. Almost the exact same groups endorsing this guy. healthcare as a human right, immigration reform, climate change as a critical issue, combating corporate greed, election reform, supporting women's rights, and strengthening the American educational system. Fact is, you can go through all these policies. You can go through them. But Alex has got almost all the policies that we would want here, galactically speaking, to get that endorsement. So he does. He does get the galactic endorsement, at least the strong galactic recommendation. Whoopsies. Now, Florida's 5th is South Jacksonville. As you can see here, sort of the beach, Atlantic Beach, Ponte Verde Beach, St. Augustine, Durban, a little bit of Jacksonville, as you can see there. And currently represented by Republican John Rutherford, who's going to his own primary. Alex has faded 4 different Democratic candidates who have now withdrawn or been disqualified since the beginning of this race, in a 3-way race going to the primary 3 weeks from now. Okay, let's move on to Florida's 6th district, where we got Ronnie Murchinson-Rivera running there, hoping to get your vote in the Democratic primary. Here's Ronnie from 2 weeks ago.
Hey everyone, my name is Ronnie Murchinson-Rivera. I'm running for U.S. Congress for District 6. That's like North Lake County up to St. Augustine. Just a reminder, get out and vote. This is very, very important. Early voting starts soon, August 8th, but the actual election for the primary is August 18th. Get your vote by mail-in, go vote early, go vote in person, bring a friend, because we need to.
Bring a friend, get out there, vote early, do whatever you can, says Ronnie Murchinson-Rivera. Running in Florida's 6th congressional district. Let me just pull up his website here right now. These early ones are rough because the clips are so short. Excuse me. Okay. Now here's Ronnie's district, or at least what Ronnie is hoping to be his district. Currently represented by Randy Fine. Oh, one of America's worst people is running in his own primary. This is Daytona Beach, Palm Coast, south of Florida's 5th district here, east of Gainesville, Ocala, and Leesburg, including Daytona Beach, and a bunch of beautiful Florida coast, one would assume. Ronnie's got a few endorsements. Courage for Democracy, Sunrise, Florida? I'm not sure which Sunrise movement this is, but this is clearly a Sunrise movement. Revolution, Organized to Win Florida, and Volusia. With some priorities to boot, including defunding ICE. You can see him here at a anti-ICE protest in Florida. This is the kind of guy we need. Someone willing to stand on the front line even when there's not enough people. Here for working families, to make housing affordable. To make it that no family should have to choose between paying for medicine or putting food on the table. Save for communities. Your civil rights and freedoms and education and nutrition. A man with a beautiful family. Look at him. Good Lord. Didn't get enough kids here, pal? Jesus Christ, Ronnie. What I assume are 5 beautiful kids and wife. I think he's the right guy for this district, currently represented by Republican Randy Fine. I think he can win in the general and here in the primary. Might have noticed, I think Ronnie is a cop, or former cop, and actually an EMS, emergency medical services guy. He apparently just likes helping people. Hopefully he can help Florida's 6th district flip blue. And while he might not get all of the things I might want out of a candidate, he does get the most things I would want out of a candidate, out of the candidates running in the primary in Florida's 6th. So he gets the galactic recommend. Little asterisk next to his name on the old spreadsheet that I'm still running these elections from. I'm still running these elections coverages from. Okay, moving it on to Florida 7th, where Marialana Kinter? Am I saying that right? Yeah. No. Marialana Kinter is running for Congress as well. All right, Marialana, tell us what's up. What does Florida deserve?
Imagine a Florida that you can actually afford. I imagine it every day. And together, we're gonna make that a reality. I'm Marialana Kinter, one of 4 kids raised by a single mom, scraping by on food assistance and Medicaid. And that help, it didn't make us weak, it gave us a future. I joined the Navy, I served my country, and when I came home, I found my people, my community, right here in Central Florida. But now, Floridians are being priced out, and I refuse to stand by and watch that happen. Because it doesn't have to be this way. Picture a Florida where working families can still buy a home, where childcare doesn't cost more than rent, so parents can work and children can still grow up strong, where you never have to choose between seeing a doctor and going into debt. And the only thing holding us back from that reality is a Congress that only answers to their donors and ignores the rest of us. I'm proudly grassroots funded, and I don't take a dime of corporate PAC money or any foreign nation money.
Yeah! Marialana Kinter. Running in Florida 7th here. Here is her website. Fighting for our communities, working class priorities, lowering costs, expanding affordable healthcare access. Kinter here. Got a whole bunch of endorsements. SEIU Florida, Revolution to Win, Progressive Democrats of Florida, Mental Health Now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
We all feel like we're taking crazy pills right now. Florida Young Democrats, Center for Free Thought and Equality, Florida Rising, another Sunrise Movement endorsement, Courage for Democracy, Track APAC, 2 different Sunrise movements endorse her. Florida LGBTQ+. Are you seeing everybody's getting the same endorsements that the people I'm endorsing or recommending are also getting the same endorsements or recommendations. It's across the board. The galactic recommendations also get some very similar recommendations externally. You know, think green, vote blue, citizens impeachment, right? Like it's all the same guys. It's literally all the same guys. I'm not exaggerating. It's just literally what's happening here. I'm just personally noticing it as somebody who is traversing these websites in and out, day after day, week after week, dedicated to democracy. You're listed under the Idaho section. If you can help, please do. Trying to help. Oh, you mean with your situation? I see what's going on. Yeah. For a second, I thought you were talking about the primaries. It's like, didn't we do those already? I see what's going on. Anyway, unfortunately, it's not Medicare for all, but it is a fundamental human right. And she does support passing a universal single-payer healthcare system. You know, so can I complain about that? No, I cannot. In fact, I 100% support that. In fact, it's beautiful and it's glorious. She isn't perfect. But she does think that the American tax dollars should be spent here at home rather than to the tune of more than $1 trillion on foreign wars. She doesn't list the genocide in Gaza as a genocide, but she is endorsed by Track APAC, right? So do you see what I'm saying here? Like she's on it. She's like on basically everything I could possibly want, right? Even if it's not necessarily being explicit, she's doing the things that you would want and or expect from somebody in the galactic stable, wheelhouse, whatever you want to call it. The Kinter definitely deserves your vote in Florida's 7th. If you happen to be there, she will be a significant improvement over incumbent Corey Mills, a Republican douchebag. Here representing Orlando, Daytona Beach, Flagler, and St. John's in Florida's 7th. Now, Corey is fighting his own primary battle here. Marialana is up against 2 Democrats in the primary here on August 18th. So get out there and vote. If you can, she's got the galactic recommendation. It is truly beautiful. Some of the people that we're getting to endorse around here recommend in some of these races, these primaries, 2026. All right, on to other House races in Florida. Up next is Florida's 11th, I think?
Hey everybody, we're here in Kissimmee, Florida, and it totally is loud, of course. We are protesting, of course, the Tesla dealership, and today I'm specifically protesting the tariffs that they're doing. But while we are here protesting, we had a congressman show up, and he is just standing there, and he's counter-protesting. A sitting congressman is here anti-protesting us.
That is nuts. That is genuinely bonkers. Yeah, so this is, I believe. Yes, this is Dan Williams. Just wanted to make sure I was right about that. This is Dan Williams here, who was running for Congress in Florida's 11th, looking to unseat that dickbag standing in front of him in the video. Perfect. Was it Daniel Webster? Dickbag, I think Daniel Webster is what he said. Incumbent Republican, who at least at the time was still in the race in the Republican primary, although I believe he's dropped out. But here is Dan Williams' website. Protecting Democracy. Actually, let's go here. Oh, wow. Actually didn't look through all of this, did I? Jesus. I'm just realizing there's even more than I noticed. I didn't click the Meet Dan part. I only looked at the legislation part. Jesus Christ, he's got so much more in here than I originally realized. Wow. Okay. Anyways, he's got a seriously good platform here in Florida's 11th. 25 years in Florida, 20 years in higher education. Where's the portion that I wanted to look at? I can't. I think I'm just going to go to this. I think this is the part that I looked at. He has a bunch of like legislation that he wants to introduce. Ending pardons, ending corrupt pardons, digital information protection. And shit, hold on. Where is the part that I wanted to look at on this website? Hold on. I can't remember. I can't remember where I wanted to look at it on this thing. God. I'm killing myself. Anyways, he wants more direct democracy, and he wants to like engage the electorate on the issues. He wants LGBTQ plus rights. Believes that the immigration system is broken and inhumane. And unfortunately, there's no really good, like incredible candidates in District 11. Which honestly isn't that shocking to me. Florida's 11th is very, very red district. If you just look at the voting history here, they've been voting Republican for last 20 years. They've been voting Republican for the last 20 years here. And currently have a Republican incumbent. They're probably going to continue having Republican incumbents here if you don't break the monotony of candidates that have been put in these elections. And I went through the 3 different candidates running in this election. You got Dan, who we just talked about. You got this guy, Royal Webster. Yes, his first name is Royal Webster, or James Pericola. And boy, oh boy, these 2 dudes suck something fierce. I mean, real bad. Like, just atrociously bad. Might as well be Republicans running in the Democratic primary type of bad. And Dan's at least vaguely good, I guess you could say. Like, better than the rest. You know, feels like more of a change. Is at least at protests. Like, you know, that's the vibe I got from him. And I was like, okay. Dan, I guess. If I have to, which I do have to. It's literally my job to come up with a recommendation around here. That recommendation is Dan. If you're in Florida's 11th. If you happen to be in Orlando, west suburbs, Southeast Hillsborough County. Actually, I take it back. Wait, I take it back. Actually, I forget which parts it is now because there's a redistricting that happened in Florida. So it's slightly changed in terms of where those areas are. So it might be wrong about those regions. But if you're still in Florida's 11th after the redistricting, vote for Dan. Vote for Dan. He's clearly the best. The other guys suck. All right. No. Royal is not a name. Apparently you're wrong. That guy thinks it is his name. You ever seen Royal Tenenbaums? I think the patriarch of that family was named Royal. Little Wes Anderson vibes. Oh, snap. Somebody just donated it and it slipped right by me. Somebody whose initials are CR. I can't dox them since they didn't put their name in the message, but DSA all the way is the message in the message line of the $10 dono on Cash App. And 10 minutes before that dono was another dono coming from Columbia Rican. 5 bones. Really appreciate you, pal. Both of you. Those donos getting us way closer to completing the galactic content goal. We still got like 15 minutes. Still 20, actually. 20 minutes left on the galactic content goal timer. We're practically done. Like $5. Literally like $5 away from locking it in, Space Fams. Final countdown. Stream almost saved. Nearly very close. So very close to being saved. Oh, yeah. Super close. All right, let's move it along. Keep going through these elections. I need hydration real bad. Let's move to the next election in in Florida's 12th district, to the galactically recommended candidate Darren McAuley. Here's Darren from 2 weeks ago, talking about Tampa Bay.
6-7 Papa Charlie is clear of 2-3.
As an Air Force colonel and flight surgeon, I've spent a lot of time up here.
So we're going to be departing to the west, everyone.
Flying into combat areas, helping wounded airmen and soldiers in battle. So when the time came to tell people about my run for Congress, this seemed like a good way to do it. Even from up here, you can see the damage that Gus Bilirakis has done in Congress. Skyrocketing costs and utility rates, cuts to Medicare and Medicaid. Now, I'm running for Congress to protect Medicare and Social Security and take on price gougers. I don't have billionaire corporate donors like Gus Bilirakis, so I have to get creative.
Okay, I'm back. And the PayPal link is in the chat and or in my YouTube and Twitch bios. Those of you looking to make donos. All right, where is my window? There it is. Oh, and I'm behind because I had to grab a drink. All right, now in these races, not every candidate is made equal, I'm afraid. But I gotta give my galactic recommendations. Gotta do what I can. And from what I can tell, Darren McAuley is the best of the worst in Florida's 12th. Yeah. Sadly, no perfection here in Florida's 12th. It's Darren or Kimberly Overman vying for this Republican seat represented by Gus M. Bilirakis. Whoopsies. And Darren McAuley here, I think, has the best issue set of the two. Fewest platitudes, I guess, or best platitudes. I'm not sure which one to call it. But wants to improve economic security, including the VA, Medicaid, Medicare, and the ACA, SNAP, and other things, fully functioning government, and shit like that. Honestly, I could go for a lot more out of Darren. But democracy is going to happen whether we like it or not in Florida's 12th. It will be him, or it will be Kimberly Overman. And Florida's got to make a choice. My recommendation to you is Darren. That's all I got. He's not great. I don't love him. I think he could go a lot further than he's gone. He's no radical. I'm not here to claim that he is. So do not expect such from him. But we do have a bunch of good candidates in Florida. I've already seen a few of them. A few milquetoasts, a few great candidates. One of the great ones is in Florida's 13th district. A guy with a Bernie endorsement, I think, if I recall correctly. A Brandt Robinson, hoping to represent you and America in the House of Representatives.
Representative Luna, you haven't held a single town hall meeting during your entire second term in office. That is unacceptable. Representative Luna, I'm running against you for Florida's House District 13. I make the commitment that when I'm elected, I will hold a town hall meeting every single month. And for those who can't attend, and there'll be many, we commit to making sure they receive minutes from the meetings so they understand our commitment to meeting them where they are. Representative Luna, the fact that you haven't held a single town hall meeting speaks volumes about how much you value the constituents of our district.
And I take that back. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Like I said, I got a lot of races running around in my head. It's not a Bernie endorsement. It's a Florida for Bernie endorsement. It was the the Florida wing of the Bernie party's endorsement. The Bernie campaign, right? That's endorsing Brandt for Congress. Also Florida Rising, PCTA, PESPA, and Gen Z for Florida. Brandt's got some pretty good policies here, in my opinion. Very good policies. Certainly just worlds better than Anna Paulina Luna, the psycho Republican who currently represents this district. Oh, she's one of the most psychotic of Republicans. And she will absolutely be going to the general. Whoever wins here between Brandt, John, and Leela is going to be facing Anna. You know, like you said, this is Tampa Bay. District now looks like this after the redistricting. He wants health care for all. The goal of universal health care, and in the meantime, fighting to protect Medicare benefits. Ending a for-profit healthcare system, and fighting for affordable housing and affordable insurance. Reproductive freedom and bodily autonomy for women. Protecting Social Security. And an economy that works for everyone. Like I said, this guy, he's on all of the stuff that I would like to see our candidates in this race be on. Hitting all the good ones, all the things. The only thing that I don't have from him is an Israel policy or foreign policy stance. And the only reason why he doesn't get an asterisk in this case is because I think he's so much better than the other available candidates that he's just getting the endorsement. I still think that he could have gone further, right? But due to the terrible, right? The lack of good policies on the other campaigns, just all in on this particular guy in this race. I don't think you got a better option, even close. I don't think it's even a chance. If I'm proven wrong, I'll be shocked. That's why he's getting the full galactic endorsement. Oh, Snikes. $10. $10 dono from VA. Not the VA, but somebody with the initials VA donating on PayPal 10 bones. That's enough to complete the galactic content goal. But this is just a few minutes to spare. We did it. Oh, we did it. 5 long hours into the super secret probationary red alert galactic content goal countdown timer. We still did it. Impressive. Thanks to all of you and your generosity. We can now rest assured that we're going to get all the sweet galactic content that I have prepared for us. Speaking of which, I better get right back to it, because I have so much to talk about. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for your donations. Really helps out. Not just me, but of course you all. Now you have hours more of stream to count on here coming up. Could somebody please tell Columbia Rican to leave Top Chat, please? Yeah. Yeah, nobody should be in Top Chat. That's a silly life choice. Kind of like me continuing not to feed myself. Doing a terrible job at that. All right. Bye. I just gotta like trudge ahead through the list right now because I have so much to talk about tonight. It's crazy. Like I'm losing my mind. I'm already making sacrifices in my head over what we're gonna be able to cover because there's no way. Like I'm just realizing that like by taking on the Florida situation, there might be a few things we're gonna have to delete. Just move on to tomorrow because it's just crazy. I can't do another 12-hour stream. I can't do 2 12-hour streams within like a 72-hour period. Like that's crazy. I can't work 36 hours in 72 hours. Let's not forget, I also do stuff to prepare for these things ahead of time. I don't just wing these things. I don't just miraculously put it all together. But yeah, don't worry. We still got a lot of content ahead of us. We got so much content I can just go until I pass out. I'm going to try and avoid doing that. By moving forward into the next race in Florida's 15th district. Yes. Another guy with a galactic endorsement, big time, here in Florida's 15th district. Unfortunately, 14th, Florida's 14th has no race in the primary for Democrats. Kathy Castor running unopposed, Democratic incumbent there. But in the 15th, we have Robert People running for the people. Here's Robert. Wait, don't I have a clip for Robert People? Oh, yeah, here it is. Yes. Here's Robert People on with Spectrum Bay News. Spectrum Bay News 9 last month.
Was Democrat Robert People. Robert, thanks so much for joining us on Political Connections.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about your past, how you got here. You joined the U.S. Army right out of high school. Was it like the day you turned 18, maybe?
The day after, actually.
Day after you turned 18?
The day after is when I shipped out.
And why did you decide to join the Army as a young man?
I was looking, I did not have really direction. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but wasn't sure exactly where specifically I wanted to go. So it came down to knowing that I wanted to, you know, be of service to others, to, you know, serve in a, you know, and for a cause bigger than myself, right, as far as learning. Plus I was following my older brother because he had joined 2 years before when he graduated high school. So that's really what it came down to was.
You've got a really interesting story in your bio online about how at some point of being in the Army, you had a superior who started challenging all these young guys, like, are you just going to quit or are you going to go to the next level? You decided you weren't going to be one of those that dropped off. You were going to the next level. Tell me about the mindset there.
This was a little bit before 9/11, and right, I was at about 4 years by this time, and I hadn't expected to re-enlist or stay in for that period. But there was an assembly. This was at Fort Cavazos, and when he challenged us,
I gotta say, Robert is keeping it together over here. When I heard that he was in the military before 9/11, I was like, damn, dude, how old are you? You were in the service before 9/11? What are you, like 60 or something? Dude looks like barely 40. Really keeping it together.
The base command sergeant major, and he challenged us to, you know, implement a lot of the complaining that we were doing into ideas, you know, stay in the Army for a little bit longer, become sergeants, if you feel you can do a better job, then, step up and do it. And that, I took that as a personal, more of a personal challenge. Let me re-enlist one more time and, see if there's anything to what he's saying. And obviously, of course, that kept me in.
Anyways, Robert apparently willing to go above and beyond his service of this country. While enlisted in the military. And now hoping to represent Florida's 15th congressional district here. Okay, why is this not working? What the fuck is going on? Okay, it doesn't matter. Over here. Florida's 15th is currently represented by Republican Laurel Lee, who is almost certainly going to, actually, she's definitely going to, she's already in the general election. No primary candidates in the Republican Party. Robert People and Christopher Rizery, I think that's how you say it, in a two-way race here in the 15th district. Here's Robert's platform. His website, right? People for Congress. His platform. People is not fucking around. He's here for the people. Clean energy. Ban congressional stock trading. Medicare for all. No AIPAC contributions or further arms to Israel. No child goes hungry. Women's health is not up for debate. Reform the immigration system. Reverse the big ugly bill. Protect. You see what I'm saying here? This guy he's killing it. Robert is fucking killing it over here. I got no critiques. No critiques. Keep it up. And if you're in Florida's 15th, vote for Robert Peoples. Come on, Peoples. You can't believe I'm showing Bay News 9. Used to work there? Crazy. Look, every local outlet is destined for the galactic stream at some point. You just got to be watching long enough. It'll pop up. All right. Now, in Florida's 16th district, I have these out of order. No, I don't. No, I'm getting confused. Idiot. Florida's 16th district. Got another good candidate here. Pretty good. Kelly Kirschner. Hoping to get your vote on the 18th. What is going on? Why is this not loading? There, what? No. What's happening?
I'm Kelly Kirschner, and I'm running for Congress, District 16. For too many decades, billionaires and corporations have used our government like a vending machine. You put money in during elections, and you get policy out. And who pays for it? We do. The citizens, the families, the seniors, and ultimately our children, as our debt balloons greater than ever. This past year, $2 trillion alone. When we enact true campaign finance reform, billionaires will stop getting the tax breaks, and the citizens will stop getting the shaft. Medicare will be funded, Medicaid will be funded, Social Security will be secure, and we will truly bring back a representative form of government. I'm a retired Peace Corps volunteer from rural Guatemala. I was a neighborhood activist and the former mayor of the city of Sarasota. The common thread that I found in all is that when you unite people around a shared common objective to form a more representative government, then people will gather and results can happen.
Yes, indeed. Well, this is Kelly Kirschner. That's Kelly Kirschner here, looking to represent you in Florida's 16th congressional district, which is here in Hillsborough County. After the redistricting, including a slightly different portion of Florida, but still much the same. And Kelly is up against 4 other Democrats in this race: Jan Schneider, Glenn Pearson, Tamika Lyles, and Jonathan Harris. I do think Kelly here has the best policies. It's also endorsed by the West Florida Labor Council, think green, vote blue, Florida LGBTQ Democratic Caucus, and the Florida AFL-CIO. Where's the priorities portion? Here we go. We own the government, and it's time it worked that way. Here's the good news, it's fixable. Lower the cost of living, insurance, healthcare, affordable housing, Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare are an earned right. Invest in affordable energy, lowers your bills, and tear up the tax breaks that let billionaires pay less than we do. Protect the Gulf Coast. Build an affordable economy. Healthcare is not a luxury. Stop treating it like one. 1 in 3 people in this district depend on Medicaid or Medicare. These are not handouts. They are promises. Now, he doesn't go far enough on this. He doesn't say he wants to go for Medicare for all, universal health care. I'm willing to, I have to say that. But, you know, he's got the right attitude. The children shouldn't be paying for the tax breaks. Our kids and grandkids are being handed the bill for these tax breaks to billionaires right now. He wants to close those loopholes. Once again, could be better, but he also wants to end the wars of choice, which is at least foreign policy stance that I can get behind. It doesn't go far enough. Does it declare what's happening in Gaza genocide? But he's hitting all the right places, in my opinion, and he's better than all the other candidates running in this race. You got a DCCC-backed candidate running, big APAC money in practically every one of these races. Big APAC and/or corporate money in every single one of these Florida races, and/or the DCCC itself getting involved. They're not backing Kelly that I'm aware of. Okay. Next. Fort Myers. Florida's 17th? Florida's 17th district. Where a guy by the name of Howard Sapp is running for Congress.
Democrats are making themselves heard on the Gulf Coast, with hundreds gathering at anti-Doge rallies, protesting Elon Musk and his cuts. Howard Sapp is one of those Democrats.
A lot of people are frustrated, angry, confused, not really understanding what's happening, why it's happening.
Why do you think Democrats are being so vocal here, and do you think it's spreading?
Things are beginning to affect and hit home, and when those things hit home, people begin to react.
Despite all of the noise that's being made right now, how do you expect to win with the numbers stacked against you?
It's going to be difficult. I'm prepared for that. One of the things that I really want to do is make sure that people understand that I'm not, quote unquote, the politician, but I'm a person that's concerned about people.
Your thoughts on President Trump now flirting with a third term?
I don't see it, something I would not like, and I would say let's stick to the Constitution.
Do you think the economy has improved under President Trump?
When he said before the election what he was going to do and he can make things...
Wait, what did I do? What did I screw up just now? I screwed something up. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. This isn't the 17th. This is the 19th district. Son of a bitch. I keep ruining this.
I made a huge, tiny mistake.
Florida, why do you have to have 30 districts? I'm sorry, Space. This is Florida's 19th. I'm like, did I say 17th? I'm like looking at the number. I'm like, wait a second. I'm doing something wrong. God dang it. I made a huge, tiny mistake. What can I say?
I made a huge, tiny mistake.
Should be better. I do my best, but sometimes I make mistakes.
so much better from day one. From day one, things seem to be in such a decline that the numbers just don't match what he was saying.
Democrats are saying that Elon Musk has.
You thought I was a numbers guy.
I totally agree. The thing.
Oh, it's so true, Greeny Deal. I thought I was a numbers guy. Apparently, I'm flawed. Flawed human being. It's sad. It's sad but true. All right, let's go here to Florida's 19th district. Incumbent Republican Byron Donalds looking to hold on to his seat here in South Florida, Fort Myers and West Naples. Big red district. Where... Oh, you motherfucker. Come on. There we go. No, stop this. You bastards. There we go. Where you have 3 different people running. Howard. Guy we're talking to here. Robert Neild and Victor Arias. One Democrat's already dropped out. One Jared Kane. Howard, here's his website. howardsapp.com. It's running on a campaign of affordability, affordable housing, clean water, education, finance and debt relief, healthcare, homeowners, wind and flood insurance. That's a big one in Florida. LGBTQ plus equality, workers' protections, and women's rights. Defend the right to family planning decisions, including abortion, without state interference, which is a huge thing in Florida. Worker protections. Penalize companies that violate federal and state labor laws.
Right to jail, right away.
LGBTQ plus equality. Protect the equal rights of same-sex couples for marriage, adoption, and family services. Prevent state intervention in medical decisions made between patients and their doctors. So it's not just LGBT, it's not just LGB, but he's also got the T in there, if you're noticing. Unfortunately, no Medicare for all in here, but he wants affordable access to healthcare. One of these sort of platitudes I'm not the biggest fan of. I'd rather real, genuine plans on that. Although he does want to retrofit the bankruptcy system, the court system, to accommodate those weighed down by medical debt, which is at least a plan. It's not nearly enough of a plan, but it's something. Affordable housing, clean water, education, stuff like that. I do think Howard here is your best candidate. Sorry, we skipped over the 17th and the 18th because there's no race in the 18th, and I looked over the 17th somehow because I don't have a clip for the candidate there. The candidate that I'm endorsing in the 18th, or not even endorsing, recommending in the 18th. I'm sorry, I keep saying it wrong. The 18th, there's no primary. In the 17th, there is a primary. I'm recommending Alan Spence. In the 18th... Fuck. I just gotta pull this up real quick. I'm not gonna talk about this one too much, because Alan's not really putting in the effort, from what I can tell. Nobody's putting in the effort in the Democratic primary. It seems like everybody's already ceded it to the Republican in the 17th. Can I see you? You were writing a very long message. Wait, what? I can see you, Chogi. I can see you perfectly fine. It seems like everybody in the 17th district has kind of given up. I'm beating this Republican, Greg Stubbe. Greg Stubby. Which I assume describes his penis. Greg Stubby, Republican incumbent, going straight to the general. 2 Democrats fighting it out. Alan Spence, my preferred candidate here. He's got an okay policy set. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it's fairly good. But I don't think he's putting enough effort into the race itself. Mostly because, I mean, he doesn't even have a very good, or almost any social media presence at all. And for me, there are some things I need out of candidates for me to give an endorsement or a recommendation. Things like website, like even the vaguest of social media presence and clear and distinct effort that's being put in. And I'm just not fully seeing it. Like, or that's like worthy of me spending more time than I already have. Anyway, let's keep moving through these races. Up next, we got Florida's 20th district. Pretty great candidate here in one Elijah Manley. Running to represent Democrats in the general in Florida's 20th. Here he was on News Nation Live 1 whole year ago.
Young Democratic hopefuls are fighting back against Donald Trump and against members even of their own party. Elijah Manley, one of them, U.S. House candidate for Florida's District 20.
Hey, y'all. It's Elijah Manley, candidate for Congress in Florida's 20th Congressional District. We need to talk about the dangerous dismantling of our government led by Donald Trump and his billionaire buddy, Elon Musk.
We need to stand up, we need to fight back, and we need to stop this administration.
For generations, we fought for freedom because America made a promise: work hard and you'll get ahead. But for too many, that promise was broken. In South Florida, we know people who make big promises, but when the time comes to fight for us, they are nowhere to be found.
Manley is taking on an incumbent in one of Florida's bluest districts, Democrat Sheila Sherfilis McCormick. He's 26 years old, has never held an elected office, and that is not stopping him, and neither are his odds of winning. Last election year, 96% of House incumbents won re-election. Manley's among a number of young Democrats hoping to change that. Can they reshape the party from within?
Yes. Now, this was back a whole year ago when everybody was questioning whether there could even be change. Is change possible? Was saying everybody, can you even change Democratic politics? Could you unseat Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the woman whose district this happens to be? Yes, this is Debbie's fucking district. Oh, she's one of my least favorite Democrats on the planet. And what I found kind of hilarious about this race is the fact we've been told that somehow anti-establishment is a secret code for anti-blackness. Meanwhile, you got white woman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, incumbent establishment Democrat, getting challenged by 4 black people in the Florida's 20th district. I mean, it's hilarious. I found this one to be just in terms of the dynamic, just on the optics of it, are fucking hilarious. Like, people are like, no, establishment just means black. Except in this one particular case where it's clearly the exact opposite.
There's a growing movement for change within the Democratic Party, and the cry is also coming from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. This at a fundraiser in New Hampshire Sunday.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption, but I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace.
Joining us now, Elijah Manley, U.S. House candidate again for Florida's 20th district. 26 years old, you've never held a public office. Why now? What prompted you to run?
Well, thank you, Marty, for having me, first of all. I'm a substitute teacher, a 26-year-old activist and organizer from South Florida. I'm running for Congress because I'm really scared of where the direction our country is heading in. We have an out-of-control regime in Washington that seeks to divide the American people, that are taking us away from our allies, and that is out of control. And we need new blood and new leadership. I watched as the Democratic Party had no strategy going into the new year, into this second Trump presidency. We had no strategy. We had no leadership on how to fight back against Donald Trump. I told myself, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines and do nothing about it. That's
right. Elijah did not sit on the sides. He did something about it. He went out there, he ran for Congress over a year ago, he started. Yes, indeed, and he's endorsed all over the place. Florida Young Democrats, Florida Rising, Friends of the Earth, Progressive Democrats of Florida, College Democrats of America, Florida High School Democrats, No Dem Left Behind, Path to Progress, Citizens Against APAC Corruption. Yes, indeed. And he's got the policies to back it up. The economy, healthcare, housing, education, criminal justice, the environment, civil rights, democracy, foreign policy, infrastructure, energy and transit, data, digital economy, and AI safety. Yeah, he's got a bunch of great policies, including healthcare. Believes healthcare is a human right. Cancel medical debt. Medicare for all. Cap prescription drug costs. Expand Medicaid. And more and more and more great policies from this freaking guy. Can't endorse Elijah enough. Here in Florida's 20th. I keep fucking up the numbers. Here in Florida's 20th. For the love of God, I cannot endorse Elijah Manley in Florida's 20th anymore, I don't think. He is the best out of a very hotly contested field here. As I mentioned, it's a five-way race. Four hopefuls, actually, I guess technically five hopefuls. Debbie hoping to hold on to her seat. Four hoping to unseat her. And, I mean, for the love of God, let's just hope Debbie gets out. But please, just vote for Elijah. He's clearly the best. Some of these people are no better than Debbie. Okay, I went through the math. Some of these people would be no better than Debbie. It would just be switching out a name for another name. It'd be the same fucking policy prescription set, which is what I think is happening here. I think it's intentional. Elijah started this over a year ago. Most of these people are new, okay? They're newer comers who realized, ooh, Elijah might have some... He might have some gas. Might need to put some water on that fire. I can't remember if I looked at the polls on this or not. Let me see. I think I do. Oh boy, I do. I do have a poll. Yes. Now this is why this race is so important. Because these polls are all over the place. Yes, I told you all. I've been going through the polls too. But just look around here. The primary. A whole bunch of different polls from between February and June that put Elijah in all sorts of different places here within the polls, right? He was leading big time earlier in the year and is now sort of pulled back against Wasserman Schultz in some polls, but not all. Because you notice there are 5 polls here, all from between May 29th and June 1st. Posted the June 10th that have Wasserman ahead, Manley ahead, Holness ahead, Campbell ahead, right? Which means that the voters are really undecided right now. You have 5 people. It's making it chaotic, right? People do not know. It's all over the place right now. We got to get behind Elijah. He's the one who needs it. He's the one who deserves it. He's been in this thing since the beginning. He's got the right policies, right endorsements, in my opinion. And I think he can do it. You look at some of those numbers, he clearly could do it. It's just a matter of if you get enough people out there to vote, I think. Knock on Spacewood. Oh, knock on Spacewood, pray to Gary. Hopefully Elijah can pull it out in that race, because that one's really important to me. Debbie Wasserman-Schultz is the worst. She's one of my least favorite incumbent establishment Democrats. She was involved in stealing the election from Bernie in 2016. She was like DNC chair back in 2016, if I recall correctly. That was all her doing. Stealing the election for Hillary so Trump could win. Her fault. Oh, she doesn't belong anywhere near government, in my opinion. She's the piece of trash that orchestrated all that. All right, up next. Fairly good candidate here in the likes of Bernard Taylor, running for Congress in Florida's 21st. All right, Bernard. See what you got. Bernard for Congress last month with the clip.
I appreciate it, brother. So, guys, my name is Bernard Taylor, and I am running for Congress in Florida Congressional District. So, as Cliff said, I'm a firefighter. I ain't never been involved in politics before, so I ain't got no stump feast for you. You just want to hear me talk. I want to take you guys with me on the back of the ambulance, if you don't mind. Okay? So, get to the fire station. My shift is 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 the next day. First call of the day. I'm running a diabetic emergency that turns into a cardiac arrest on a patient of mine who I ran on before. He's been rationing his insulin for 3 months. If any of my medical aficionados are in the building, you know what happens if you are in diabetic hyperglycemia for an extended period of time. You eventually go into a diabetic coma, a cardiac dysrhythmia, and eventually cardiac arrest. This man wasn't barely out of his 50s, whole lot of life to live. Had legislation not been affected to where he could afford his insulin, he may have been around for his family. You may not do politics, but politics does you.
You may not do politics, but politics does you. Well, this is Bernard Taylor's website, campaign website. Look at the guns on this guy. Couple of cannons on Bernard over here. Forearms of greatness. Look at those guns. BernardTaylorForCongress.com. Honestly, doesn't just have some sweet guns on him. He's got some sweet legislative priorities, like ensuring health care for all, an endorser of universal health care system, a strong economy which starts with strong schools, protecting our waterways, beaches, state parks, natural areas, which he believes helps support tens of thousands of jobs. I agree. And affordable housing, something that's a big issue in Florida as well. He also wants to protect senior citizens, support veterans. And foreign lobbyist interests in Washington. Fix the broken immigration system and the harmful actions of ICE. Also wants congressional term limits and a bunch of other great shit. I think Bernard is absolutely the person you should vote for here in, whoopsies, this is the wrong district. I'm sorry, I got so many things to look at. I'm always forgetting at least one thing. Anyways, it's Bernard Taylor versus James Martin here. Mano y mano, 2 candidates already dropping out of the Democratic primary here in Florida's 21st district. Get out there. Vote for Bernard. He's the guy. I'll let him finish up his own coverage with one more clip. Why are you airlocking me? What did I do? Why am I getting airlocked? This is unfair. Did we even have a vote? Just airlocking me? What did I do? What did I do? I'm just trying to do democracy over here. Do I deserve to get airlocked?
I've served this community as a firefighter and paramedic for years. I've seen the struggles of everyday families with healthcare costs, housing, and safety. I'm running for Congress to continue to serve because the people of St. Lucie, Martin, and Palm Beach counties deserve a voice in Washington. I'm running to make sure the power goes back to the people. I'm running to make sure that the people of this district have a representative that represents them and not the interest of big corporations and foreign lobbies. The people of Florida 21 will see significant impacts based upon the legislation that was just passed with a vote of our current congressperson. These cuts include cuts to health care, cuts to food assistance, cuts to housing assistance, and many more impactful things that will affect the residents here in Florida 21. Politics needs to go back to the people, not to the corporations.
Okay, well, there's Bernard Taylor. Man running for Congress in Florida's 21st. And hopefully, if you're there, you found that compelling enough to go vote for the man. An EMT who's been going around saving people's lives is now hoping to make America better. I bet his legs are skinny. What is this, some sort of Hassan? This feels like a very Hassan-coded. This feels very Hassan-coded. But he's got tiny legs. He's got a tiny head. Sounds very Hassan-coded. Not gonna lie. Okay. Look at me. I'm in top chat. Yes, you are. Good job. Okay. Let's move it along to Florida's 22nd district. We got another pretty good candidate here as well. Well, the only reason that Bernard Taylor doesn't get the full galactic endorsement, he's so close to it. I almost feel like I should. But, you know, he doesn't call Israel a genocide. And that's one of the few galactic necessities around here. At least it tends to be. Shit. Who is it? Yes, Kaysia Earley. Kaysia Earley, she's running in Florida's 22nd. Looking to take Lois Frankel's old district. Here is Kaysia on... What is this? Whatever it is.
Facing incarceration to becoming a leading attorney in Florida. She's achieved many firsts, including securing over 300 dismissals and being one of the most influential attorneys in the state. My guest today is a multi-award-winning American litigator of Jamaican heritage, legal analyst and community advocate, Kaysia Earley. I'm Archibald Gordon. This is Profile.
I think this is TV Pay. I'm just realizing what this is. I'm just realizing. I think this is a Jamaican station. It's like one of the only like Jamaican stations that exist that I subscribe to. I don't know how I didn't notice that when I first watched this.
Kaysia Earley, welcome to Profile.
Thank you for having me.
It's absolutely our pleasure, especially given this record, and I want to share it with people who may not be as familiar with you. Jamaican-American litigator, so born in Jamaica, now based in the United States, based in South Florida in particular, known for courtroom expertise and cross-examination skills, and recognized as one of Florida's top female attorneys, over 100 trials handled, and we talked about the fact that these 100 trials were handled in 10 years roughly, or just about 10 years, approaching 10 years, I should say, secured over 300 dismissals, notable for a record-breaking murder case dismissal in 9 days, raised in St. Catherine, Jamaica, and Bronx in New York, and parents emphasize education and training, which we'll talk a little bit about. But you've also faced your own challenges in the United States with the justice system, faced incarceration during college for felony embezzlement, and you turned your life around with this story that you're going to be sharing today. So let's talk about, first, when you hear all of this, you listen and you hear the story, you hear me reading it out, what do you think?
I think that I've come a long way. And so my dad was actually born in St. Catherine, came here and met my mother in Bronx, New York. And I just had the best of both worlds, the best of both cultures. And it was a perfect marriage and blend. And part of that is what instilled my confidence, but also my hard work ethic. So just like you said, both sides of the criminal justice system.
And you say your father in particular, Rastafarian.
Through and through.
When you say through and through, explain what.
Okay, Rastafarian dad. A woman who completely turned her life around. Kaysia Earley. A woman with her law degree and tried more than 100 cases as an accomplished trial attorney. Now in a head-to-head race in the Democratic primary in Florida's 22nd district against a woman by the name of Pia Dundia. Florida's 22nd is over here, Boynton Beach, West Palm Beach, Delray Beach, a little north of Boca Raton. Here's our website. Policy platform here. Fighting for the people. Lower the cost of living. Affordable health care. Protect Social Security and Medicare. Reform property insurance and hurricane preparedness. Housing affordability. Public safety and school safety. Lowering taxes and supporting small businesses. Support tax relief for working families and small businesses. She's got some pretty good policies here. Not perfect. No Medicare for all or universal health care. She wants to do a bunch of stuff that would hopefully lower costs. A lot of platitudes, unfortunately, but it was a one-on-one race. You got two candidates here. It's between Kaysia and Pia. Honestly, feel free to do your own research, but I do think Kaysia's technically got a better platform. One that we can try and hold her to more than Pia. That's really what it is like, I'm just looking for, like, even on platitudes, I'm like, all right, at least if you have the platitudes, we can try and hold you to those platitudes, right? Even if it's not actual policy proposals. Be like, well, you promised to lower healthcare costs. Are you doing that type of thing? You know, and she's making promises, at least. I'll give her that much. But it is fairly platitudinous. But none of these races have perfect candidates. We have good candidates. We have great candidates. In some cases, we have bad candidates. But no perfect ones. Whoa. What the fuck? What is happening? My freaking soundboard just went insane. This is one of the problems. This is one of the reasons why I need a new mic stand. So the one I have is on the ground. I have to like straddle the thing while seated. And it makes my ability to move around here. Speaking of which, I do have a new mic stand that would attach to my table rather than the ground. Which would make my life so much easier. Yes, I know it doesn't look like it. It looks like I have a normal microphone. It's merely an illusion. I have a normal microphone, but not a normal microphone stand. In fact, really technically, for this game, it's not really a normal microphone either. It's an audio recording microphone, not a podcaster mic. As I come from the world of audio and music, I have to reload my goddamn soundboard. No, do not do that. Thank God I didn't do that. I like that I'm yelling at myself. Okay, I gotta reload this. Because I kicked my cord. And then it had a freaking meltdown. Which it's often doing. Every day the AI changes something on your phone a little bit. This is why I don't update my operating system. If you don't update your operating system, they can't put the AI on your phone. I know you can't do that now. It's gone too far. I'm just saying, in theory. This is why we don't update our phones. Because they insist on putting in... It's nonsense. Holy cow, I am so hungry right now. I need food super bad. I'm still waiting on my snacks that somebody ordered me on Throne the other day. Was it Thursday or Friday? Yeah. Makes sense. Alright, I got sidetracked by my freaking... my soundboard having a little tantrum. Just realizing I haven't even taken a break or attempted to feed myself. Not that I'd be able to do a very good job of it right now. Take a break? 6 hours in. We're 6 hours in. I'm planning to end the stream in a couple hours. I'm not taking a break now. Planning to end this nonsense in like 2 hours. Taking a break now would, in my opinion, be rather weird timing. All right, let's move on from the 22nd District and Kaysia Earley. Up next on my list is Victoria Doyle. Victoria Doyle, who is running for Congress in Florida's 23rd. Here's Victoria 11 months ago on her YouTube channel.
But I want to introduce you to somebody who doesn't know I'm going to introduce her. This is Victoria Doyle. And as we talk about change and messaging and our rights being taken from us, I think it's really important that you meet her. Can you just sort of set the stage where you are?
Hi everybody, it is so great to be here and see you. I'm Victoria Doyle and I decided to run for Congress in Palm Beach County, which is District 22. I'm doing so.
Hello and welcome to my website. You can click on the tabs to see my...
Not seeing a fight that we can be proud of has upset me to no end, as I'm sure it has you. I see Congress people making wonderful speeches, but it's always one person here, one person there, piecemeal. I want to see coalitions. I want to see 100 Democrats on the steps of the Capitol every night after work, filling us in, telling us what they're going to do, and suggesting to us what we can be doing. Where are the coalitions? Where's the power? They have power. They are not using it. Donald Trump is taking power from Congress and expanding the executive branch, as you know, every day of this presidency. And it is disheartening and disappointing, and I think we need to vote some people out and put some new energy in there and step up this fight.
Get some new energy in there, says Victoria Doyle. Yes, indeed. Victoria's got a fancy website here. Their own talking avatar. Although I muted it.
Here or donate to support our grassroots mission to truly fight for change.
Yes, she's kind of, I kind of like that addition. It's a fun little pop-up friend, little pop-up Victoria. Yes, well, Victoria's got priorities in 2027 if she goes to the House. Ensure affordable, good quality of life. The wealthy must contribute their fair share. Companies too. Fund and protect your Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and veterans benefits. Restore a woman's rights over her own body. Healthcare that is affordable. Although she doesn't say Medicare for all, universal health care. Everyone in America should have access to health care regardless of income. Is pretty close. Strengthen and protect our rights. Meaningful reforms to political systems. Immigration reform and DACA protections. No abolish ICE here from Victoria, I'm afraid. I wish she would have gone further. But we have what we have. And technically now, this is Jared's old district. Let's not forget that Florida's 23rd is now what used to be essentially Florida's 22nd. Florida's 22nd used to be represented by Lois Frankel. She's now in the 23rd. Jared Moskowitz used to be in the 23rd. He's now in the 28th, I think. No, 25th. So Victoria is basically the only serious challenger to Lois Frankel, the incumbent establishment Democrat. I can tell you right now, she is better than Lois. She is drastically better than Lois. While I don't think her policy platform goes enough, it goes above and beyond what Lois is promising right now. And she's not taking a bunch of big corporate money either. And on those things alone, I am giving her the big galactic recommendation in Florida's 23rd. We got to get these incumbent Democrats out. Maybe it's a typo. Yes, wrong and sure. Probably right. This isn't grammar class, okay? But you're probably right. Okay. Let's keep moving through these Floridian districts, making big progress. We're almost at the end of this list. It's taken me forever. Florida's 24th district, currently represented by incumbent Democrat Frederica Wilson, who is dropped out of the race now, leaving it to about 6 different Democrats running in this race. My preferred candidate here is Oliver Gilbert. Let's go to Oliver now, to his announcement for congressional candidacy. He
wasn't going to say it this time. But listen, you all helped me in celebrating the man of God that leads this church, Pastor Oscar Jackson. He's right, you know, my dad told me I had to come see him. And I went to see him, and I thought I was meeting a pastor. I didn't know I was meeting my brother. And being led by him in this church, it's been a great pleasure of my life. And being a part of this church family has been a great pleasure for me. There's some folks, before I get into my remarks, that I have to acknowledge. My wife, Walkiria, is here. Y'all please give her a round of applause. My good friend, the mayor of the city of Miami Gardens, Rodney Harris, is here. State Representative Kaysia Robinson, she's my cousin. She's been bossing me around since I was a kid, you all. She's here. And you all to give a special round of applause to my Aunt Rose. She's in her 90s and she lives right down the street from Antioch. My family's been in this community for, 70, 80 years. Give Aunt Rose a round of applause. I also want to acknowledge...
I'm going to skip past some of the acknowledgments here.
In Miami Gardens at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church with my church family. Now, I was raised by a teacher and a preacher. One taught me the importance of education. The other taught me that when education opens doors, you have to have real purpose to walk through. Together, they taught me that faith without works is dead, and that God blesses you. If he blesses you, then it's your responsibility to actually bless others. I grew up right here. I attended school right here. I went to Miami Norland Senior High School. I am a Viking. I graduated from the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, located on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. I am a graduate. And I attended University of Miami and graduated from the UM Law School. I am a Cane. Oh, listen, I know you all might be Noel fans. Y'all gonna clap harder than that for you. I know it's a Gator fan there. I see too.
Okay. We'll listen to the end of that in a second. But this here is Oliver's website. Democrat running for Congress in Florida's 24th district. He's got a fairly good policy proposal set. I gotta say, I gotta give it to him. Gas is $5 a gallon, rent is half your paycheck, and every trip to the grocery store gets more expensive. South Florida families have had enough. It's time to put people first. Healthcare for all. Universal health care. Eliminate income taxes for working families. Families who are working hard to make ends meet shouldn't have to carry the same tax burden as billionaires. The IRS should be spending more time auditing the ultra-wealthy than scrutinizing an Uber driver's gas deduction. Stop ICE raids now. Our government has shamefully spent billions ripping families apart. They said ICE would only target criminals, but every day more and more hardworking people are being arrested and deported. Often leaving your children behind to fend for themselves or leaving the only country they've ever known. It's time to end funding for these shameful deportation policies and redirect that investment where it belongs, into our communities. Universal child care and pre-K, expand rapid transit, invest in jobs and business and job training. Build small businesses, and he's got a bunch of actual policy proposals here that you can go through on healthcare, disability care, affordability on homes and shit like that. He's got a good policy. That the only thing that's lacking that I worry about is foreign policy, which is why he doesn't get the full galactic endorsement. Just a strong recommendation against the rest of the field. I'll let Oliver. Sorry, did I say Oliver? Yeah, Oliver. Wrap this discussion up.
That we have consistent means to use the gifts that God gave us to actually bless others. I would tell him that God's grace, it was God's grace that took that young boy who parked cars on 28th Avenue for people when they went to the Dolphins games and asked for $5 in a tip just to watch a car. It's that young boy who's running for Congress right now. I tell him that, Roosevelt, when we were in college and I was sleeping in my car, when I was homeless because I couldn't actually pay my tuition and my rent, I see the pastor, y'all. I see the pastor. Peripheral vision. When I was homeless sleeping in my car, it was God's grace. It was God's grace, because that's the young man who is before you now saying he's running for Congress. I would tell my dad that in the real world, it was God's strength that woke me up at 5 o'clock every morning to catch that bus to law school. And it was the protective force of the palm of his hand that brought me back home safely. I understand exactly who I am and whose I am. I understand that God places us on this place, in this planet, to actually serve. And I am here to serve. And it's not
Oopsies.
office that says the bold don't live forever, but the timid don't live at all. So today I ask you to do something for me. I ask you to go boldly into a future where we can have better. Boldly into a future where Americans believe in America again. boldly into a future where people, our kids, have an opportunity for a better life than we do. We owe it to them. A charge to keep that we have is to make this place better. That is not my charge. It is not your charge. It is our charge. And together, we will have that conversation. Together, we will walk down that road. And together, we will be successful. God bless you all. God bless Antioch. And God bless the United States of America.
There you go. There's Oliver Gilbert speaking to a congregation in Florida. Antioch, I think is what he said. Talking about his congressional bid. Florida's 24th, and hopefully he takes it down. Now to a race that we've talked about in the past, in Florida's 25th. Currently represented by incumbent Dino Dem, self-described DeSantis Democrat, Jared Evan Moskowitz, now facing a primary against Democratic Socialist Oliver Larkin. Here's Oliver from 5 months ago. I know, it's two Olivers back to back. Don't... just vote Oliver in 2026.
In Florida, status quo leadership tells us to ask for little and expect less. They tell us Florida's not changing in our lifetimes.
We're 35 years into Republican rule. We may be here for another 70.
We deserve a representative in Congress who works for us, not special interests.
What?
A representative who fights for Medicare for all, a $25 minimum wage, and confronts the corrupt corporate influence over our politics. I'm Oliver Larkin, and I'm running for Congress in Florida's 23rd District. Born on the 4th of July to an Army family, I was raised with a sense of duty to help others. In 2016, I was a grassroots organizer for Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign. And in the years since, I've been a leader to help unionize my workplace with the Communication Workers of America, protect LGBTQ rights, and restore voting rights to over 1 million Floridians. But the work is far from over. Living in Florida has become unaffordable. Groceries have gone up, rent is through the roof, and millions of us are losing our paychecks to skyrocketing healthcare premiums. We need to tax the rich and reinvest in America. Billionaire greed is the paramount issue of our time, and we need more members of Congress who will fight for working class Americans against the billionaire oligarchy. My opponent, Jared Moskowitz, is Florida's least effective Democrat. He's taken Trump's side with ICE deportations, became the first Democrat nationwide to join Elon Musk's Doge caucus, and has voted with Republicans to censure fellow Democrats. On top of that, he's taken corrupt, dark money from AIPAC and corporate PACs. And in Florida, he's made headlines for his stock trades with Marjorie Taylor Greene, his refusal to hold public town halls, and his appointments by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, twice. He's not helping you put food on the table or pay your rent. As a democratic socialist, I believe a better world is possible. I will work to abolish ICE, end regime change in Latin America, end the genocide in Gaza, and reverse Trump's billionaire tax cuts so that we can invest in America. My name is Oliver Larkin, and I'm running for Congress because an affordable South Florida is worth the fight.
Yeah, this is Oliver Larkin. I think he's got to be one of my favorite candidates in Florida. Incredible platform that he's running here against DeSantis Democrat Jared fucking Moskowitz. Terrible human being. And I would love to see Jared out, and even more, I think I would love to see Oliver in this district right here. Along the beach from Delray all the way down to Miami now. Formerly represented by Debbie Wasserman Schultz, now it's Jared Moskowitz just trading horrible establishment Dems. Feel bad for the 25th here, but you have an option, a great option. One fantastic option here in this primary. It's Oliver or Jared. Gotta go Oliver. Look at this, guys. Website. Holy cow. Endorsements up the wazoo from all of the best and brightest. Jamal Bowman. Blat Kiros. Nina Turner. Hassan Piker. Broward County DSA. Broward Young Democrats. Citizens Against AIPAC. Citizens Impeachment. Think Green, Vote Blue. Democratic Progressives of Florida. Democratic Socialists of America. Just the whole thing. Just the broadly the Democratic Socialists of America. Like, yep, this guy. Florida Rising. Florida Young Democrats. Every DSA organization in Florida. I didn't know there was one in Orlando or Pinellas, but there is, and they are endorsing Oliver. Palm Beach DSA. Progressive Democrats of America. Progressives for Democracy in America. SEIU Florida, 1199 and FPSU. Tampa DSA. West Palm Beach SBWU. Everyone endorsing this guy. Look at his policy set in a second, but I got more clips. Here was Oliver at the debate, the Miami-Dade Black Caucus debate held, I think, last week between him and Jared Moskowitz.
25. And since we do not see, should I say his name?
Two mics, one man. That's right. That's right. Oliver Larkin went to the Broward County Democratic Black Caucus, and Jared Moskowitz couldn't be fucking bothered. He's like, yeah, but do the black people matter in Broward County?
He was invited. But we don't have your opponent, Mr. Jared Moskowitz, here tonight. We're in the house of the Lord, y'all. We're in the house of the Lord. So we're going to keep it respectful, but we will make note that we have one candidate from Congressional District 25 present. Once again, Mr. Oliver Larkin. Now, when you show up, you get it all the time. So he's going to take his time. So for your 2-minute introduction, tell us a little bit about yourself and why are you running. Let me just point out our timekeeper here. She's going to give you the 1 minute, she's going to give you a 30-second and a 10-second. All right? And please, when we ask you to stop, go ahead and stop. All right? The floor is yours, starting now.
Well, thank you, moderators, and good evening, everyone. How are y'all doing? My name is Oliver Larkin. I'm a Democratic candidate for Congressional District 25. Our district covers Delray Beach all the way down to Miami Beach, the coastal Tri-County area from southern Palm Beach all the way down to Miami-Dade County. As a proud son of Broward County, I grew up in the city of Fort Lauderdale, where I moved in 1996. Let's give it up for Fort Lauderdale. Moved to South Florida when I was 4 years old. My dad retired from the United States Army and got involved in political activism at an early age. When then Senator Barack Obama was running for president the first time around, I was 16 years old. We were at the height of the Great Recession, and I got involved knocking on doors, phone banking, and that's when I knew that I was a Democrat. I went to the Democratic, the DMV, and proudly got my driver's license with a pre-registration. But it wasn't really until the presidential election in 2016 that I became fully involved. I did some climate organizing in high school, but when I was graduating from college in the spring of 2015, I'd taken out a mountain of student loan debt. I was working a minimum wage job at a restaurant as a line cook, and I was so inspired by Senator Bernie Sanders' campaign that I quit that job and I drove to New Hampshire to volunteer. I spent half a dozen states, 11 months, campaigning for the political revolution of Medicare for all, universal child care, paid family and medical leave, the issues that I'm running on today. And I came home, I unionized my workplace with the News Guild, Communication Workers of America. I proudly worked on New Florida Majority's 2018 Amendment 4 campaign to restore voting rights to over 1 million Floridians. And we have tremendous need right now in our district, in our state. There's an attack on political representation, and we need present leadership that shows up, that is willing to hear your concerns, that is going to show up for you, which is why we've been having town halls. We had our largest ever canvass over the weekend with over 2,500 doors knocked with over 70 volunteers. So we're out here, we're organizing, and we are going to remain organizing and committed to serving this community on this campaign trail and once in office. So look forward to the questions tonight. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, we're going to give you two. Thank you.
Okay. So we got one more Larkin clip. So before we go to that, whoops, let's look at some of Oliver's policies. Healthcare, democracy reform, economic justice, environment and infrastructure, immigration, housing, education, gun safety, foreign policy, veterans and military families, and the forever wars. Israel committing a genocide. He wants to end that too, as well as the illegal war in Iran, good old Operation Epstein Fury.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
Condemns Russia's illegal war of aggression and believes the United States must facilitate some sort of peace process on immigration, wants to abolish and persecute ICE. Wants climate resiliency and better public transportation and utilities in Florida. Economic justice, $25 minimum wage, Medicare for all, right to abortion, and much, much more. Now, Oliver made a little appearance on Fox News the other day, which I thought was just incredible. But I'm going to let Oliver finish talking here at the Democratic Black Caucus of Broward County, and then we'll go to that clip. I really, if you can't tell, I really want Jared Moskowitz out and Oliver in. Oh, so bad. This guy is crushing it.
Is doing and protect TPS with a pathway to permanent legal residency and citizenship.
Thank you so much. Now, close this segment out and give you your final 2 minutes. I would love to throw in what distinguishes you from your opponent, of course, and why should people vote for you? You have 2 minutes in your closing statement.
It's very simple. I'm here. Where is he at? Where is our congressman? I went on Fox News last week thinking I might find him there because he seems more comfortable on Fox News than he is in the 25th district. I'm running against a Democrat, the first Democrat to join the Doge caucus that has taken a gutting knife to the federal workforce, voiding collective bargaining agreements. I mentioned his support as the only Democrat in our state delegation to vote for the Lake and Riley Act. Someone who is openly campaigning as a twice-appointed Ron DeSantis Democrat. What does that mean? Boo! So I'm here, and I'm going to continue to be here because I care about serving this community. I don't take a dime of corporate PAC money. I'm running a 100% grassroots-funded campaign, over 11,000 unique donors strong, and we're running it with an organizing culture that is going to endure beyond just one election cycle, because it's not just about showing up during election year. It's about doing the deep organizing work that is going to turn our state around and take it back from the Republican Party. So our community, our campaign is about bringing young people into the process. We just passed the July 20th voter registration deadline. We're bringing young people into the Democratic Party, getting them to change their affiliations from NPA to Democrat. We need to rebuild this voter registration advantage. We need to give young people and disaffected communities a reason to be Democrats and to see the possibility that the Democratic Party is the vehicle for social, economic, environmental, and racial justice in this country. And our campaign is proud to be at the forefront of that, building a movement in South Florida. So it's not about me. It truly is not. It's about everyone in this room, everyone on the campaign staff, and I'm going to continue to be here. Thank you so much for having me. www.oliverforcongress.com. That's Oliver, F-O-R, Congress.com. I'm sorry to Mr. Gilbert. I know we share a first name, but we got the URL first.
Yep, like I said, back-to-back Olivers in the 24th and 25th districts here. I'm just realizing that Oliver Gilbert must have been at that caucus meeting. Okay. Galactic candidates in the same room, apparently. Good to see. All right. Now to that faded Fox News appearance of Oliver's. Who better to go to for a little analysis on this Fox News appearance than the Majority Report.
Fundamentally, what's happening with the Maha stuff, I think, the subtext is not just about health. It is about sort of a sense of total distrust of institutions, establishment, media, doctors, science, all of it. A sense that sort of, I think at the next sort of layer up, not below that, is a distrust that is founded on the idea, this is the way that it presents itself in the context of medicine, is that it's just corporations who are trying to make a buck, always. News media just trying to make a buck, always. And that's where AOC had talked about that intervention.
Yeah.
Because that is a natural extension of many of the things that the anti-oligarchy tour and talk about.
It approaches a class consciousness and takes, or an emerging class consciousness potentially, and then
I'll be right back.
Towards charlatans and snake oil salesmen. I mean, that's what it does.
And yes, but you still have that anti-corporate sentiment that you can play off of.
Yeah.
And there is a conspiratorial, I mean, once, like you say, once you lose faith in all the institutions, rather than having a nuanced take on these things, which would involve a lot more work, frankly.
Fascists provide simple solutions. They always do throughout history, and a group to demonize, and it's a marginalized group usually.
And you also, then it's very easy for you to go down a conspiratorial wormhole, because suddenly all of those nuanced responses to the failure of institutions, right? Like, not every politician is a complete sellout. Not every media outlet is, providing only disinformation on purpose. There are systems that are set up largely driven by capitalism that are incentivized to do certain things in certain ways. It's all a very nuanced perspective that people can have. Or you can get the easy answer that is much more digestible, that there's a lot more conspiracy going on. And
Democrats need to identify villains to fill that vacuum.
Yes.
Like, yeah. The billionaires.
Exactly. This was pretty funny, though, because Fox News does not like to remind its viewers that Donald Trump has a bit of an Epstein problem.
Yeah, well, this question.
And we
really
should
walks
say,
into it.
The problem is significant enough for Donald Trump to want to make sure that his defense attorney, former, to be fair, Todd Blanche has not been his defense attorney since January 18th of 2025, because he's been working at the DOJ since the 20th of January.
Did you see in his confirmation hearing, he said, "I am his lawyer"? It was?
Yes. Was his lawyer. Well, it was his lawyer.
It's so good.
Here's Oliver Larkin,
who is running against Jared Moskowitz in Florida. This is this sleeper race.
Come on, Florida, lock in.
Come on. And Moskowitz did not. Moskowitz was not one of the 6 or 7 rotating villains on the NDAA. He's a little afraid to take that vote, and there's a reason why.
Also skipped a debate.
Mm-hmm.
And we can play number 7 after this for
and here is Oliver Larkin's probably first and probably last appearance on Fox News.
Yeah. What is the number that is fine with you? Is there a benchmark? Is it fine? How many children can be raped and it's fine if you're in relation to the immigration community?
Pause it for a second. Now, I don't know what the immigration community is, but I guess the theory is we should never have immigrants in the country because some immigrants, like some in every population commit rape. Now, if the idea is we need to get rid of rape in society, it's going to take a lot more than getting rid of immigrants.
You know, like if there are.
Yeah, we might have to, I don't know, start with the Supreme Court, then hit the White House and the Pentagon, and I mean, we got Kavanaugh, Trump, Hegseth. I mean, we might have a problem outside of the immigrant community, as is being put here by that Fox News reporter.
A lot more than getting rid of immigrants.
You know, like if there are rapists in the immigrant community, like Fox News is very like keen to like emphasize. You know what will help with that is sanctuary laws, which allow people to come forward regardless of their documented status and say, hey, this person might become a problem. And by going against those kind of laws, Fox News wants those people to be unsurveilled.
I will also tell you, you can get rid of a lot of rape by jailing men before they commit rape. It would just jail all the men.
Yes.
But
more of a man problem than an immigrant problem.
Well, then there will be even more prison rape, which is also a problem that they never seem to care about, by the way.
But here is the Fox News guy trying to make it like
daddies are more
we should
stronger
have
than
no
mommies.
immigrants because rape and crime exist.
Raped, and it's fine if you're in relation to the immigration community.
If we're going to talk about children being raped, then we need to hold this pedophile president, Donald Trump, accountable, and all those that have been implicated by the Epstein files that the Department of Justice is still not leaking. They've sent APAC after Thomas Massey for having the temerity to hold accountable.
He's trying so
that are in control
hard.
of our government.
Thank you. We appreciate your time very much.
He's trying. First off, I love that Oliver can't be like bullied into shutting up, and he just keeps like once the question asked, he just railroads until he's done answering the question. Love that vibe. I just love how the Fox News anchor is trying his okay, got it, thank you, moving on, okay, great. He's trying his very best. They just block out the sun over here, and Oliver's like not having it. What was that? What do you want to talk about? Sex offenders?
Implicated by the Epstein files that the Department of Justice is still not leaking, and they've sent APAC after Thomas Massey for having the temerity to hold
Larkin,
accountable the pedophiles that are in control of our government.
Thank you. We appreciate your time very much.
Oh my God!
Easiest counterpunch in the history of counterpunching.
Totally.
Served on a platter.
And he gets impatient. That's what's funny is he's mad at himself. He's self-flagellating. I gave that to him. I
blew it.
Yeah.
That's literally like it. It feels like Larkin was probably like 5 minutes away from being able to sort of unplug the entire satellite uplink for Fox News.
I know.
Like they were going to shut down the entire network
Shut it down.
for the day after that.
Shut it down.
So good.
It was beautiful.
Shut it down. We got a 5-alarm fire over here. We got somebody saying too much truth on Fox News. We must end the broadcast. Oh, Oliver spitting hard over there on Fox News. Crushing it. I actually watched that whole interview. I thought about watching more of it, but it was like I'll get too caught up. I gotta let the majority report cover this, or I will just sit here talking about this for like an hour. Oh, because he decimated them. He decimated them and obliterated them. He made them look very foolish over on Fox News. That was just a small clip. All right, up next in Florida's 26. That's right, we still got 3 Florida races. Actually, I almost forgot. There's a Senate and a gubernatorial race, too. I gotta quickly go over, too. Florida's 26th district. Up next, Nicole Locklin, looking to represent you, Florida. Nicole, go.
I'm Nicole Locklin. I'm a lawyer, and I'm running for U.S. Congress in Florida's 26th district because Americans deserve leaders who tell the truth, follow the law, and put people first. Right now, our leadership is failing. In South Florida and all across this country, people are asking, how am I going to make ends meet? Everything is too expensive, and it just keeps going up. Rent, groceries, gas, healthcare, all rising fast.
Oh,
snap. That's not a personal failure, it's a leadership failure.
Let's go, dude. Did it. We did it. We did it before it even happened. I'm over here. I'm looking for Nicole's website and getting that going. I'm looking through the 26th district race. It's been a whole 5 days since I looked through any of this. Sorry, Florida's 26, but it looks like the primary, at least for the House, is canceled. Because Nicole is going to the general. All other Democrats have now dropped out. There's a little green over here. By the way, Maxwell Frost, no primary either. He's another galactically endorsed candidate, one of the only ones. At least he was the only one up until right now. With a little green around their name before the primary. Look at that. Look at that. They got an update. No challenger. Whoopsies. No challenger. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Lovely. That's a win before we even get started. Okay, good job, Nicole. I don't know what you did, but you did it. Great job. Not a full endorsed candidate, I would say that. A strong galactic recommendation, but not a full endorse. But she was, I will say this though. I will say this much. Strong galactic recommendation. She's on the track APAC. $0 from pro-Israel PACs, okay? Progressive Democrats of Florida, LGBTQ plus Democratic Caucus of Florida. It's all the same people that have been endorsing all of the other people. And guess what? Looks like Bernie endorsed her recently. Let's go. You see what I mean? She's the right one. Even Bernie thinks so, apparently. He got on before I could even give my full galactic recommendation. Bernie got in there and gave his full endorsement. So there you have it. And honestly, I think that gets it a full endorsement now. I wasn't sure about her, but with a Bernie endorsement, fuck it. What do I got? Oh, I'm more choosy than Bernie. Come on, ridiculous. I'll give her the endorsement, but she doesn't need it. She's going to the general. Doesn't even need it. Too late. Bernie beat me to the punch. Okay. I think we only got 2 more house races left. Actually, 1 house race left. Right, I forgot. 28th. Florida's 28th. No primary there. Phil going unchallenged to the general. And Florida's 27th. I got a galactic recommendation for you. Vote for Robin Peguero. Here's CBS Miami from 4 months ago.
This November, voters will decide which party controls Congress, but first, primary voters need to choose their candidate. Polling conducted by the group managing Elliot Rodriguez's campaign shows he has 43% support in his race for District 27.
But one challenger says don't cut him out just yet. Candidate Robin Peguero sat down with CBS News Miami's Lauren Pastrana to explain why he thinks he can flip the seat.
I'm ticked off with the direction of the country. I'm ticked off with my representative, Maria Elvira Salazar, who is not speaking up for people in our community, who is so beholden to one single constituent, that's Donald J. Trump, and not the rest of us.
At 40 years old, Robin Peguero may be a first-time candidate, but he's not new to the political scene. The attorney has served as a congressional speechwriter, spokesperson, and chief of staff, saying he's dedicated to public service.
Honestly, I think Peguero's going to win here. From what I can tell, he's of all the candidates I have here, he's fairly centrist. He's fairly centrist. A lot of platitudes in his agenda here, cutting costs. Doesn't mention Medicare for all, universal health care. anything like that. Just wants to defend the Affordable Care Act and cut prescription drug costs, which are fine. Those are fine goals, which I'm okay with and I support, but they don't go far enough, in my opinion. He also doesn't have endorsements from any of the... This is one of the only people that don't have endorsements from the people that I would want to see endorsements from. In fact, he gets endorsements from people I'd prefer he didn't get endorsements from, like Lois Frankel. And so, honestly, I'm fairly certain he's got it in the bag. But technically, I went through the candidates, and I do think he has the best policy platform. How that's possible, I don't know. But out of... How many was it again? Out of 2 candidates between him and... Is Robin Peguero or Elliot Rodriguez? He's the best candidate, in my opinion, here. They're trying to unseat Maria Elvira Salazar. It's a close... I think it's a fairly close race, but I think he's going to take it down. And he's got to wait... Like, he's got a better policy set than the other guy. Somehow. I don't know how, because it's pretty bad. But the other guy is even worse. In my opinion. Not going to dally on that one too long. He's got a very loose galactic recommendation. And like I said, no primary on the 28th. However, we got a primary in Florida's Senate race and gubernatorial races. Angie Nixon running for Senate here. Let's go here to the Native Land Pod from 5 days ago. Get us started on Angie. Angie, go.
And so then I went to go talk to the governor who decided to rubber stamp this for Donald Trump, and he had me arrested. This is authoritarianism, dictatorship, fascism, all in one, and it's disrespectful.
But Angie, let me ask you this. He had you arrested for what? What was the charge?
They said I was trespassing because I didn't leave. I didn't leave after they shut down the offices, and I waited. However, I'm a state lawmaker, and I pay taxes. That's my office too. And so to tell me that you're gonna like to arrest me now, and then they charge me with resisting without violence. It's a slap in the face. But we see this time and time again. We saw this previously, like you alluded to it back in the day. And so I have kids. I'm a black woman. I'm always going to speak up for black issues, and also speak up to make sure that people's voices are heard.
Yeah, and that was Angie Nixon there speaking on the Native Land Pod, talking about the, is this Bakari's? I've just realized now, okay. I didn't even realize he had a pod. I just see him on CNN all the time. Angie here, if I understand correctly, went and confronted the governor when they were doing the redistricting, when Republicans were trying to, gerrymander away black districts in Florida. She went and spoke up and then got arrested for it, even though she's a state lawmaker, was at least at the time. Now, she's got the full galactic endorsement here for Senate, which pleases me to say. When you take a look at her website, Angie for Florida, endorsed by a whole bunch of great people here. AngieNixon.com, by the way, if you want to find her. Maxwell Frost, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, all endorsing local leaders. And then a fuck ton of different organizations. 3 different SEIUs, 1199 and 32BJ, and the Florida Public Services Union. Black Voters Matter Action PAC. Progressive Democrats of Florida. Think green and vote blue. Track APAC. These are more of the same ones that have been endorsing almost every galactic candidate. U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights Action. Florida Rising. Jacksonville LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Florida Young Dems, and much, much more. Yes, indeed. Angie's got the priority set for you. A government that works for its people, not the corporations. Medicare for all, free childcare, free paid family and sick leave, a national rent freeze and moratorium on evictions, universal jobs program with inflation-adjusted wages. She's crushing it. Nay, smashing it. Protect you from mass surveillance. I mean, I'm telling ya. Vote Angie for Senate, Florida. Do it now. Do it as hard as possible. I swear to God. Vote with all of your might. By the way, this is the race here. Over 3, 5, 10, 12. 12 candidates have withdrawn from this race. Angela and Alex Vindman are the only two left fighting here to unseat Republican Ashley frickin' Moody. Okay, one more clip from... Actually, I have two more clips from Angie. Two more clips. There we go.
This message is for retired Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. Today, I'm calling for a debate on August 4th before early voting gets fully underway. WJXT and WESH have already agreed to host. Florida Democrats deserve the chance to hear directly from the candidates asking for their vote. A primary isn't about who has the biggest campaign or the slickest ads. It's about showing voters what you believe and what you'll fight for.
Yes, indeed. And it seems that, at least as of the latest polls in the general, this is not the primary, this is the general. Nixon, as of July 20th, is at least looking better against Moody than Vindman is. Although, neither candidate in these latest polls is beating incumbent Republican Moody. She is, as at least of the latest polls, doing better than Alex Vindman. Now, you know, it's not everything, and like I've been saying, I'm not trying to focus on general election electability arguments, but it's just like, I don't know, an important note, I think. All right, one last clip from Angie before we go to the gubernatorial and wrap this up.
Floridians are struggling to cover the basic necessities.
Florida, we have a problem. Corrupt politicians in D.C. are working for greedy corporations instead of fighting for the rest of us. All while things get more expensive and our paychecks stay the same. Enough is enough. Something has to change, and we can't wait any longer. I'm Angie Nixon. Too many hardworking people, families, and seniors in Florida are fighting just to stay afloat, while politicians in Washington tell us that things are just fine. But you and I know that's not the truth. Prices are up, rent is out of control, healthcare is too expensive, and childcare costs are destroying family budgets. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I grew up in a family that worked hard and still struggled. So fighting for working families, it's not politics for me. It's personal. I know that working people in Florida are powerful and resilient. And when we stand together, we can change everything. That's why after graduating from the University of Florida, I stayed here and I fought for better wages, safer neighborhoods, fair housing, and affordable health care. It's why I decided to take on the machine in Jacksonville and won. And it's why I'm running to be Florida's next United States Senator.
Hell yeah, Angie, do it. Do it. She is doing it, and hopefully she goes all the frickin' way. All right. Last candidate we're going to talk about tonight before we try and finish up the rest of the stream. Other things I was planning on talking about today, I might have to cut a few issues out so I can get some sleep today. Get some things done. Let's go here to the Florida gubernatorial race, which is heating up. Heating up big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different candidates still in this race, with 8 already withdrawn from the Democratic primary. Over a dozen different people shooting their shot. Looks like a half a dozen are going to, at least for now, be on the ballot on the 18th, although I'm guessing at least 1 or 2 more drop out between now and then. And hopefully, none of them are this lady. Dayna Foster, looking for your vote here in Florida. Doesn't matter what district you're in. Dayna for governor.
How are you going to fund all of this, right? And so what we want to do is look towards some of the areas within our policy pillars to see, okay, how can we close some of these loopholes? So first and foremost, as it relates to housing, for example, we want to close some of these loopholes as it relates to tax breaks for those that are wealthy. Also making sure that we're taxing the luxury non-resident properties, like so individuals that come and they have a resident and it's not their primary residence, right? We also want to make sure that we're increasing the corporate tax rate as well. Even if we increase it by 1 to 2 percentage points, that's an added $1 to $2 billion to our state budget. And so again, because I'm coming with this mathematical background, I have 2 degrees in finance, so I understand the state budget to the T. It's about making sure that we are being fiscally responsible.
Yeah, someone with a finance degree. Looking to run Florida. Now, of course, gubernatorial races are not federal races, and we have to see them through the lens of the state itself, right? Each state is different. Florida, no exception to that rule. This is Dayna's website, Foster for Florida. 6 days, 2 hours, and 1 minute and 9 seconds until early voting starts. Good reminder. Thank you, Dayna. See, she's already keeping us informed. Look, Dayna is great. See, she's already keeping us informed. Not only that, she got quite a policy platform, including her 6 pillars. Economic opportunities for working Floridians. Affordable housing now.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Healthcare that works for everyone. Immigrants make us stronger. No human is illegal. Gun reform for a safer tomorrow. Protect and fully fund public education. These are 6 things that are super, super important in Florida. So Florida is one of the worst when it comes to the housing crisis right now, deeply unaffordable housing. Healthcare, DeSantis has defunded like all the state healthcare apparatus. Immigrants, do I have to? Florida, very large immigrant population there. And as somebody who watches the news for a living, they got a serious fucking gun problem, gun violence problem. Oh, it's bad. All the time somebody's getting shot. At all times somebody is getting shot in the state of Florida. I swear to God. Like every day there's a new shooting. But she's got a whole bunch more policy proposals here that I think are genuinely what Florida needs. And to some degree just what America needs from its state governments. Go Dayna Foster for Florida. She's the one for you. Check her out if you're at all skeptical. And if you want to give her your support, you can volunteer on our website, I believe. Get involved. All right, Space Fams, that's it on Florida. We did it. Great job. How long did that take? Like 2 hours? That's not terrible. 28, 30 different races, technically, if you don't count the no challengers. There's like half a dozen. Still a ton. It was like, I care deeply about democracy, which is why I do all this, but boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I'm not getting paid enough. If it weren't ideological, I wouldn't be doing this. Let's just say that much. If I didn't have ulterior motives of getting in the max left candidates here in Florida, or in any of the other states we're talking about here, I wouldn't be doing it. But it's my goal here in these primaries. Get max left candidates to the general in each one of these primaries. Honestly, we're getting results. Let's be real. I'm not going to say it's me getting results, but we're seeing results, seemingly, from the efforts being put in by people like all those candidates, people that are volunteering for these candidates. And I assume people like you watching the stream right now getting involved. All right, I gotta close these windows out. Switch over here. Holy cow. Like I'm going through two different lists today. Like I had a regular Saturn Day list, and then remembered that I didn't do Florida halfway through the list, and was like, no big deal. We'll do both. We'll do both. And then here we are. If you combine all of the videos, like from the two lists themselves, it's like hundreds of videos. Okay, all right, all those windows are closed. Now back to my 75 video list for the evening. That I'm only 25 videos through the way. Suffice to say, I'm afraid, Space Fams, we're going to have to skip a couple. I think we're going to do AI tomorrow. I think Sunday Fun Day is going to be big AI day. I've skipped AI talk 2 days in a row. And somehow the list for my AI stuff just keeps growing. Started off with just a few. Now I got like a bunch of disturbing updates on the AI. Whatever you want to call it. Situation. We're just going to have to hold on to that tomorrow. Because I promised somebody I would do something today in real life, down on Earth. So I have to leave the space station, get back down to Earth, do a thing, also somehow get sleep, figure out how to do all of the editing that I need to do today, and also do the Sunday Fun Day stream, which I still haven't put together yet. I mean, I have videos but I haven't watched any of them. Like, I've got lists for Sunday Fun Day, of course, but I haven't actually put together the stream. Like, I got a loose list. Like, I got multiple loose lists running around all over the place on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube account, but they're not organized until I actually sit down and start organizing them. I haven't listened to them because I'm listening to what's happening today, not tomorrow or Sunday. I hold off. I hold off until like usually around this time, but I started late and now I'm going late today. I'm really fucking myself this week. I don't know why. It's like I'm a masochist or something. Like I just like punishing myself. I don't even know what I did that I feel like I need to punish myself like this.